I kind of want to cover vibrato. It's a pretty hard thing to cover, and I think you can only kind of progress and get a good sound from vibrato the more years you play. I can kind of remember mine changing all the time, from various sounds to the next. But the thing is, like you always hear from beginners and kind of intermediate players, is the fact that they haven't got quite their own unique sound or the professional sound they're looking for. I don't really hear your favourites. The biggest one that stands out, obviously, is probably Zach Wilde. His vibrato is pretty crazy. Same as Ingrid Malmsteen. Their vibrato is very wide. What I mean by very wide is when you're doing vibrato, depending on how far you kind of move the string, is obviously depending on how wide it is. The tonality of it, shall I say. So if I was going to do kind of this example here, it's kind of very mild vibrato. Okay, obviously with a wide bar at the end. So yeah, I mean, my style, to me, what sounds good might not sound good to someone else, but really, you want a kind of an in-between vibrato if you don't really like the screechy kind of really quick vibrato, or you don't like the wide. Kind of the way I've kind of done things is kind of backwards to some people. When I was being taught, I never really was taught proper vibrato technique. So when you see me play, you might have wondered, why is the thumb coming off the neck like this? When I do this, I'm bending this way down the floor. Okay, and basically my fingers are doing all the work. My wrist isn't kind of doing I think something it should look like that, I think. Quite often, I don't normally do that. I normally am always happy to do this. Which you'll notice quite often. I wouldn't advise people to do that because it's not the right technique, but at the same time, it's worked for me. I've never had any problems with it. For bending, again, I didn't used to use my thumb. But I realised that was limiting me, and I had to change that technique to make sure I use my thumb. So again, when working on vibrato, you always got to kind of make sure you want to get that really nice tone to make it sound professional. You're not going to hear many players out there with a very poor vibrato, who are pretty damn good. Let's be honest. It's what kind of makes it sound, in my opinion, pretty professional. If you can do an awesome kind of like lick, and if your vibrato's bad at the end of that last note, it's gonna throw it off pretty bad. So you kind of really want to work on your form of vibrato, really. Get it down pretty good. So I like it pretty wide, and you want to get down and just practice a few stuff. So just keep doing the same exercise and just try things out. So. Okay, have fun with, trying out your own vibrato, and hope it goes well.